Hi everyone, Frank Spencer here, and welcome to another episode of There's Got to Be a Better Way. Through using strategic foresight in government and society and business, and through gaining a foresight and futures mindset in individuals and in groups, we can create better pathways, aspirational pathways, and transformational pathways to the future for all of humanity. So getting near the end of March now, and I've been super excited for a long time to share some really exciting and awesome news with you. So we've been working for quite a while now at KEDGE and at the Future School, building a full-fledged foresight, professional foresight certification, not certificate, a certification. How could that be, Frank? Well, let me tell you. Because we have been working not only on building a body of competency of knowledge, on building assessments and portfolio projects and trainer certification at 3 different levels, but we also have been working very hard to put together what we're calling a Global Advisory Council. Much like those bodies that back degree programs or certifications at professional levels, same exact thing. We have put together a global, truly global body of people who are practicing foresight at a very high level within their organizations and in their institutions, and some even at the government level. So we're super excited to bring this certification to you this year. We have actually already been soft launching that certification in places like Dubai and in the United States as well. But come the end of this year, there will be a full-fledged blowout, so to speak, of the certification of the Global Advisory Council. So we're super excited to share who those people are on this council. We're not the ones backing the certification. We're not the ones granting certification. The Future School has a 3-day applied foresight accelerator. For those of you who are already familiar with the Future School, who are alumni, you know that we have been offering a certificate for quite a while, and that it is a very immersive program in terms of the mindset and the tools and methodologies to make foresight actually work within organizations and at governmental levels and in social institutions and for the sake of nonprofit and entrepreneurial endeavors. And we have all of these types of people attending the Future School. Super exciting. So our next one, of course, is coming up in just a few days from now, a couple of weeks, April 9th through the 11th, here in Orlando, in O-Town, as I said last time. And then the next one will be in Portland. And by the time we get to Portland in October, this certification will have been launched through across social media and with a campaign. But we are already in the place now where we're excited to share with you that there is such a thing as the Global Advisory Council, the Future School Global Advisory Council. And I want to share with you today the people who make up the first members of our Global Advisory Council. As time goes on, some of those members will stay on for a longer time. Some may decide to move on and they'll be replaced by other members. But we're excited about this first group, this first membership of the Global Advisory Council that will be backing this professional foresight certification across the globe. You may already be aware too that the Future School has been held in 20 plus, I would say 23, 25, I can't remember the exact number, I should go back and look, countries across the world. And so we're going to actually go back and allow all of our alumni to get ready to take the first level of assessment for certification and apply for that certification. But going forward, everybody who attends the Future School will already be set up for, if they so desire, to sit for that certification and be certified by the TFS Global Advisory Council. And so without further ado, let me share with you who is on our Global Advisory Council. As you can see from our slide that's on the screen here, the Global Advisory Council, the first iteration, is made up of people from really quite honestly across the globe. We can see some spots missing, but that will be covered in time. But we see members coming from the United States and from Europe and from Australia, and from New Zealand, really quite honestly across the world, the Middle East. And so we're super excited to introduce all of these members of the Global Advisory Council to you. So here is what the Global Advisory Council actually looks like. Ta-da! What an honor to have these individuals be part of this amazing foresight, professional foresight certification that we will begin offering this year through the Future School. So again, as I said earlier, all of our alumni, hundreds of alumni of the Future School already, will all be able to go back and sit for certification for their full professional foresight certification. But going forward, everybody will know about the certification as they register and apply for the Future School. So you can see we started off with 14 members of the Global Advisory Council from across the world. Some of these faces may look familiar to some of you. You may know them from other industries. They cover strategy and design and organizational development and entrepreneurship and environmental development. And as a matter of fact, as you can see on here, some big social development players as well. Not only design, but product development, artificial intelligence, transportation, automotive, economic development. I think we did a pretty good job of covering the basis, and what an honor to have these people be in our Global Advisory Council. So I want to give them all their due because they are the ones who are backing the certification, and I want to introduce them to you one by one because we're very, very excited about them being a part of the Global Advisory Council. So the first member of the council is John Clip. And we have known John for quite some time with our work with him in industry and corporate foresight. And we're very, very excited to have John be a part of the council. He's an amazing data scientist, has been an executive director at several companies and big companies for a long time. And as you can see, he also studied scenario planning at the Oxford Business School. But has been an alumni both through KEDGE and of the Future School for a long time, a good friend of TFS and of KEDGE. So thank you, John. You're amazing, and we're so glad to have you be part of the initial Global Advisory Council. So our next up is Isabel de Salas, and Isabel is a strategy director in Spain. And she has been doing strategy and marketing and branding for quite some time. An amazing individual. As a matter of fact, some of you may have seen her recently on a video that we showed. We did a workshop with she and some of her colleagues in Madrid recently on the future of branding and future of marketing, and an amazing time that we had there. Has studied disruptive strategy at the Harvard Business School and has her master's in management and is an amazing strategy professional. So again, covering all our bases here. And she is an amazing friend of the Future School and of KEDGE. Isabel, we're so honored to have you be part of the Global Advisory Council. And then next up is our amazing friend Anita Denshaw, who also is strategy and has been working in strategy for quite some time now. I mean, just an amazing as work as you can see for some big companies and is from down under, at least from my perspective, in Australia. And we love meeting face to face with Anita. And she's an amazing foresight professional, and I just can't sing her praises enough. Is leading the team down there, or co-leading the team down there in Australia, and so we couldn't be more happy, more honored to have Anita be part of the team. Anita, thank you. You're amazing. Next up is Diane Edwards. We've known Diane for quite some time now. And Diane is really the head futurist or lead futurist there at the ports of Auckland. And so we get to visit with Diane at least once a year. We've been doing that for a long time now. And some of you may remember and know that last year we kicked off our Wicked Opportunities Global Foresight Challenge. And there in New Zealand, in Auckland, and where Diane resides, and has been doing foresight work there at the ports and across actually New Zealand and Australia and the UK and actually in the US and India and Tanzania for a long time, and has been in the field of foresight for a long time. Diane, You're a great friend of the Future School in Kedge. Thank you so much. What an honor to have you to be on the Global Advisory Council. And then next up is our good friend, L Ferguson. And L has, had an amazing career across Europe as a VP and a GM and TV distribution and digital platforms. And she's just quite amazing. And really, really cool now, she's working now with entrepreneurs and startups and helping those entrepreneurs and startups in Europe to really be successful. And that's really where her heart is at the time. She holds a master's in economics and business administration from the Helsinki School of Economics, and is an amazing foresight professional with a great mind towards foresight. And I love her addition to the team as well because of this entrepreneurial perspective. So we have a lot of entrepreneurs that show up to the Future School, and so far you've seen those areas covered that seem very obvious, technology and strategy and leadership development. But here we have somebody that's working directly with entrepreneurs, helping them to see the power and the necessity of foresight in the entrepreneurial startup community. Thank you, Boel. You're amazing. It's great to have you on the GAC. And then our longtime friend, Robin Jordan. Robin is, I think we might have first met at the World Future Society, but Robin has also attended the Future School, I believe, several times and spoken on panels at the Future School and worked with us in advanced training. And, Robin's practically, a part of the training of the Future School. She knows us in and out. So it's awesome to have her on, and has worked in the transportation and automotive industry for a long time as a futurist inside of that industry, and oh, by the way, Robin's a librarian, which is really awesome because, as you guys all know, the librarians across the world are really, really involved in foresight a lot, and talking about what the future of not just the library, but the future of learning and information and all that is. And Robin knows this field very, very well as well. So she has her master's in science from the University of North Dakota and a bachelor of science from the University of Michigan. And I could just count all the times where we've had some amazing times with Robin, and introductory meetings and fun times we've had with meetups and bars, introducing people to the Future School in DC and other places. So Robin, what an awesome professional, and what a great friend of the Future School, and what an amazing person to have on the Global Advisory Council. Thank you so much. You're amazing. So next up is Joanna Lynn. And Joanna is in consumer strategy, but has worked across strategy and innovations and finance and entertainment, quite honestly, across Europe, and has some great accomplishment over the last 15 years working in marketing communications as well. So we met Joanna some time back in a training in London, and she also, like everybody else on this list, a great friend of Kedge and a great friend of the Future School. And she recently graduated from Oxford, studying strategy and innovation with a focus on strategic foresight, and is an amazing futurist mind. So we are so happy to have Joanna be a part of the Future School Global Advisory Council. And in the next couple of weeks, or maybe even days, Joanna will be speaking, I think for the second time, if I'm not mistaken, but maybe it's the first time, I lose track, in Luxembourg on behalf of the Future School in Kedge, and of course just for herself as well. It's a part of the Future Speaks program. So we're super excited. I know Joanna's excited. Joanna, thank you. It's an honor. It's amazing to have you be part of the Global Advisory Council. And then my good friend, longtime friend, John McCabe. He's so humble. He always, when he introduces himself, and he's attended the Future School several times in a learning role, and we've worked together for a long time. Some of you may know John from the shift camps that he and his friends have created and have been running now for years. And as the amazing design professional that he is, has taught at Auburn University and Savannah College of Art and Design. And he often conveniently leaves off that he was the Industrial Design Society, the industrial Design Professor of the Year, I think 2016. 2015, 2016. I'm sorry, John, if I messed up the year, but I mean, you know, a big heavy hitter in my eyes, in our eyes, in the field of design, industrial design. And so we're so honored to be able to work with John. And now he is the Director of Strategy at Ether Learning and runs the shift camps through that. So, John, it's great to have you on board and representing the design community and having you be a part of the Global Advisory Council. Thank you, my friend. And then another designer, as a matter of fact, industrial design as well, is Leah Plato. And the first time we met Leah, she came to the Future School in Sydney, Australia, where we held the Future School in the Sydney Opera House. And no, she's not Australian. She is American, but traveled to Sydney to go to the Future School. Not a bad place to go to the Future School in the Sydney Opera House. It was quite an amazing time we had there. And Leah has now been a longtime friend of the Future School and of Kedge. Now she's the lead industrial designer at Milwaukee Tool. When we met her, she was the lead industrial designer for Masterlock. But as you can see, she has, as everybody else does on the Global Advisory Council, quite the resume, amazing designer and product developer, and holds many awards, and you can see all of this on the screen for yourself. So Leah, it's fantastic to have you on board, and it's an honor to have you be part of the Global Advisory Council. Thank you. And then Sarah Rose. Sarah is another person that we met in training in London. We've known her for a long time. Sarah is in organizational development. So again, covering our bases, and you can see that here we are around the world. So we met Sarah in London at the time when she was working for the organization there, the organization she was working for there. But now she's back home again in Sydney, Australia, where she's originally from, working organizational development. And she has a long tenure in OD. So it's great to have her be part of the Global Advisory Council and to see all of these people who are working in their companies and in their organizations and in their industries as professional, foresight professionals, I should say. And so, Sarah, thank you. Thank you for bringing that piece to the Global Advisory Council. We have strategists, we have designers, and we have developers and all the people that we've shown before, but Sarah sort of brings that OD perspective. So thank you, Sarah, so much. It's an honor to have you. And then next up is Iris Stein. Iris is actually spoken through our Future Speaks program, and we met Iris when we held the Future School in Berlin. And we actually held the Future School on a boat, and we went up and down the Berlin River in the evenings when we had our cocktail hour. And Iris came to TFS there. And so she's been a longtime friend now of the Future School. And Iris has a long tenure in the artificial intelligence world and in that industry, and works in Israel in artificial intelligence, and has worked for several different organizations in AI in that country. Maybe in the US as well. You can correct me, Iris, but I know that you were originally from, I believe, from New York, but has lived in Israel for a long time. So we're super excited to have her on board, somebody that is immersed in the world of AI and brings that perspective to the Global Advisory Council. It is an honor, my friend. Thank you so much for bringing your AI, competitive intelligence, and strategy expertise to the GAC. And then next is Sean Svensson. Sean attended the Future School in Los Angeles, and it was a great honor to meet Sean before the Future School in Los Angeles, where he works at Priority Design in Ohio. And as somebody else said on the team, it's like, wow, Sean, 70 US design patents, no slouch, right? And is designed for companies, big companies, Fortune 500s, Fortune 100s, and holds all of these design patents and awards as well. Years and years of experience in industrial design and brand development and product design. And so we're so super happy to have Sean be a part of the team. We've got a couple of industrial designers, and Sean is one of them and brings his expertise, how to link foresight to the design community. And he's super fired up about that. So Sean, Thank you so much for being a part of the GAC and another great foresight professional that brings this certification to the table for all of those who will come after you, who are seeking to have this skill for themselves individually and also in their organizations. Now, I can't say enough about my good friend, longtime friend, Xenia Tata. And some of you may know her already. Xenia is the Chief Impact Officer for X Prize, where she's worked for a long time. And of course, Xenia brings expertise in terms of building the prizes for X Prize and their roadmaps for issues such as the future of forests and the future of health and for robotics and these moonshots around space exploration. So many of the great things that X Prize has done over the year. Xenia has been an integral part of much of what has happened there for many, many years. And so we got to meet Xenia years ago and then sort of speak, not really with her side by side, but with her in Australia not long ago, a couple of years ago. And then Xenia has also spoken with us in New Zealand at the Wicked Opportunities conference that we held there last year. So we couldn't be happier to have Xenia be a part of the Global Advisory Council. She's an amazing friend to TFS and to KEDGE, and we love working with her at X Prize, and we're even more excited that she is a part of the Global Advisory Council. Xenia, thank you so much. It's an honor. It's our honor. And it's great to have you be part of the GAC. I know everybody seeking professional foresight certification will be so happy to know that you're a part of what backs their certification. Thank you. And then last but not least is Marty Tax. He is an amazing friend of TFS and of KEDGE, and we worked with Marty now for several years. Attended the Future School, I believe, in Denver. It's been several years back at least. And since that time, we've worked with Marty in terms of helping him with economic development, where he is the president of the Saratoga County Prosperity Partnership in New York. And Marty likewise has worked with us and spoken and works hand in hand in some of the stuff that we're doing today. But really, really, really amazing individual who is working very, very hard, not just in New York, but I think his mind goes far beyond New York to think about how can we help people make the transition in this age of increasing artificial intelligence and autonomous vehicles and advanced manufacturing, and really has a heart for using futures and foresight, future studies and futures thinking to transform the world. And so, Marty, it is an honor, my friend, to have you be a part of the Global Advisory Council. And there you go. There are the 14 first people that make up the Future School Global Advisory Council who will be certifying all who have come before who want to sit for certification for the Certified Future Foresight Specialist certification. So there you have it. I've been excited to share that news with you for a long time now. The Global Advisory Council is in place, and we've been working very hard for the past 2 years to make sure that we've put together a very solid and robust body of competency and knowledge and all the assessments that go along with it so that you can receive professional foresight certification. Of course, the Future School is coming up in just a few days, April 9th to the 11th in Orlando. But when we have the Future School in October, and I'm going to put the link right here and for the website as well, so that you can go register for the Future School in Portland, Oregon in October, then you will be able to receive your professional foresight certification, sit for the assessment for Certified Future Foresight Specialist. So until next time, this is Frank Spencer again. There's got to be a better way. See you soon.